And a good evening to you here in Stevens Point and in the Quandt Fieldhouse on Bennett Court. We have Pointers men's basketball action for you here on SPTV tonight. I'm Will Haroldson, joined by my partner, Ashton Parker. Ashton, it's nice to finally get some basketball action going on here. This is our first time seeing the men's team this year. We covered the women's team a few times this year, and I think, like we talked about a little bit on the Sports Hub this week, I'm a little bit of a jinx as 2 losses in both my appearances in Berg Gym. But you know, this is a whole different animal this week. It's exciting to see this Point basketball team as they look much better than they were last year.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. You know, Point basketball team just looks, like I said, on the Sports Hub here on SPTV, you know, they just look a lot more refined. It look like, you know, they belong on this court. And, you know, to your point you said earlier, you know, this is the only 3rd time that the Pointers played home today, and they've played, oh man, well, they're 5-3. They've played a lot of games already, most of them away. So, you know, like I said, it's nice to be back here in Point. You know, first college basketball game of the season. It's definitely not going to be last. I'm really excited for tonight.
Yeah, looking at some stats here. So overall, Stevens Point is 5-3 on the season, and 1-1 in conference play, which is already an improvement on last season because they went the entire regular season without winning a single conference game.
In the regular season.
In the regular season, obviously they won the conference tournament opener against UW Stout, but they're 1-1 in conference so far this year. So good start to them based off of how they were last year. But just kind of looking at this team, where they're 1-1 at home, as you alluded to, just their 3rd game that they play at home. But they're 3-2 away, so could improve that away record. Obviously, lots of games left here to play in this season. When we look at neutral sites, they're important 1-0, but breaking it down points-wise, Stevens Point scores a pretty solid 68.3 points per game. But the problem is they allow just as much, 68.5 points. And we were talking about it in the beginning of the game. This is a team defensively. They've had their struggles at some points this year, and that's something they're going to need to do to really try to, if they want to compete in the WIAC, they're going to need to play good defense.
Exactly. You know, having the points per game and points allowed to be so close together basically just shows that there's gonna be a lot of close games, and just trying to widen that gap a little bit. Hopefully, and upping the points per game, lowering the points allowed. Will allow for hopefully a much more balanced team, I would say. Because I'll be real with you, I don't want a heart attack every game. I was at the last home game, which was all the way back in, I think that was
the 22nd of November.
22nd of November already. I was at that game. That was an absolute heart attack and a half because they went on a 13-0 run to end the game with 3 minutes left to go, and they shot a buzzer beater 3 at the end. It's great to see that happen, but at the same time, oh man.
You don't want to have heart attacks every
exactly.
game, every single game. But yeah, no, looking at the stats here for Stevens Point, obviously leading the way is Jake Buchanan. He's had 8 straight games where he's been in double digit scoring. He leads the way with 16 points per game on 49% shooting from the field. 39.5 from beyond the arc, and the 76.9% from free throw line. That's about as good as you can. About as good as you can ask for your leader so far this season.
Yeah, like I said, good overall stats, and it just from what it looks like the rest of the team, it's a very balanced attack. You can kind of expect people whoever to score like a double digits any given night. You got Zach Moot scoring 10.6 points per game. Miles Coleman's got a couple double-digit points per game. Brendan Tim scored 20 against Webster. He was the leading scorer. So, you can just expect anybody on this Point team to score a lot.
Yeah, obviously everything kind of flows through Jake Buchanan. Obviously the last game he played against UW Platteville, he scored 27 points. And something interesting about that game against Platteville that I talked about briefly in Sports Hub and News, Stevens Point went into the overtime. They were tied 74-74. They went 0 for 5 from the field and won the game by 4 points. How many times do you think in the history has a team not made a shot from the field in overtime and gone on to win the game?
Yeah, very little, and that just shows the importance of making free throws. And they were just able to make free throws at clutch times. And it's if you're able to make those free throws at those times, you can expect to win those games. Now I'm gonna move things over to Trine University. They are a solid 6-0 to start the season. This is their first away game of the season, however. They've played only in neutral sites and at home, so it should be interesting to see. However, like we said, the offense for UWSP runs through Jake Buchanan, their offense runs through Brent Cox. He scores 17 points per game and is their leading scorer for 5 of the 6 games.
Yeah, well, without question, the offense runs through Brent Cox. And so both, in more cases for this Trine team, and obviously they haven't played as many games as Point has. Point has played 8, they've played 6. But you look at this team for Trine, they're really kind of a top-heavy offensive team. They only have 3 players scoring in the double digits. But other than that, I mean, they still obviously have players that contribute. But this is a team that offensively likes to do. They have like a 3-headed monster in Brent Cox, Connor Jones, and Emmanuel Megan Angelo. It's just a team for, if you're Stevens Point, you really got to focus on slowing down that big 3, because if you can't, this could be a long night, because this team in Trine scores about 67 points per game, but they only allow 56 points per game, which is pretty remarkable. It's an incredibly elite defensive team in Trine.
Yeah, true. I want to look at the defensive stat real quick. You know, Trine defense allows 39% in terms of opponent field goals, and while Point only has 33, the big stat I want to focus on is blocks per game. You see, the Point defense has 2.6 blocks per game. That's not bad, pretty good. The Trine defense has 5.8. You just doubled points, so that's going to be an issue to see. I think that's going to be the big thing, is if they can get 6 blocks a game, go on their average, it's going to be a very long night for Point.
Yeah, defensively, Stevens Point's going to need to clamp down, obviously. In a couple of their losses this year, they have given up some big-time scoring outcomes. We look at the game against UW Stout. That one did not go Stevens Point's way, a 69-93 win for the Blue Devils. A little bit of a rough way to open up that WIAC opener, but they were competitive for the first half. It was only a 4-point game at halftime. It was 34-30. Stevens Point trailed, and for the good portion of the second half, they were in it until really the wheels kind of came off of the bus and everything just went downhill for Stevens Point.
You know, it's a good thing you mentioned that, because that's something I was going to mention before, is that one thing about this Point team that can be a little bit frustrating sometimes is the fact that they can perform really well in the first half, but once we reach that second half, things just there are a lot more mistakes starting to be made, and that can be really frustrating sometimes and be the downfall of this team. So I think that's going to be one of the keys for this team today, is not falling apart in the second half.
No, I think
just trying to play a consistent game throughout.
I think you're absolutely right, and let's say you get yourself a big enough lead, you got a 4 or 5 point lead in the closing couple of minutes. You got to play with the mentality that we got to keep putting points on the board, because you don't want to get too lackadaisical when it comes to the scoring, because you may have a 5-point lead and then in a couple of possessions you look back and it's a tie game.
A 5-point lead is one of the most dangerous leads in the game, because you think it's a lot, 5 points. However, that's only just 2 baskets right there. It's a 3-pointer, 2-pointer, or 2 twos and a free throw. There's a lot of ways you can score 5 points.
Yeah, without question. And as we approach the 2-minute mark until the opening tip here and the national anthem, Ashton, I'm going to ask you, what are you looking for tonight for this Stevens Point squad to come away with a W here?
I kind of mentioned it earlier, but the big thing I want to see is just a consistent game throughout. As I said earlier, I don't want to beat a dead horse or anything, but the big weakness I think this team has is their consistency. They can play a really good first half, and they have for I think almost all of the games this year. They've played a really good first half. However, the second half is when things start to get a little dicey. Like you said, the game versus Stout had a really good first half. Everything fell apart in the second half for them. So I just wanted to see a more consistent game from them this time around, and that's all I'm really looking for today.
Yeah, and they're going to have to get some of these key players to keep rolling. Obviously, you were talking about it. Josiah Gilly, one of those players for Stevens Point, the freshman, 6'5" freshman out of Milwaukee. But, we were talking about it. Stevens Point, if you look at it, they definitely have the size advantage over this Trine squad. The tallest player for Stevens Point in the roster is listed at, I believe, where was it at?
Number
6'11", Dylan
yes.
Reuter. For Stevens Point. So obviously they're gonna, how they're gonna want to play their game. They're gonna want to play it down low in the post because they have the size advantage. They want to play there. But looking at this Trine team, they're gonna want to get out and run, because Stevens Point, while they don't necessarily play a slow pace, they're definitely not the fastest pace either. So if you're Stevens Point, you want to slow them down in the game, but Trine on the other hand, they want to speed things up here.
Exactly, it's going to be a game to see who's going to allow their tempo first, and if Point can get that a bit of a slower tempo going, get to how they want to play, I think it'll be a good night for Stevens Point.
Well, we'll see here. About 20 seconds away from national anthem. anthem, and then we'll have opening tip after that. It's exciting to be here in the Quandt Fieldhouse. It's nice to be back here after probably close to a year now that we've covered a game here on SBTV for it. But it's exciting. Obviously, we have hockey here on Friday, tomorrow against UW Eau Claire, and that'll be at 7 o'clock, so don't forget to tune in to that. That should be a big-time game. Number 14 versus number 15. We're going to let you listen into the national anthem and come back with some Pointers basketball right after this. And we are back here, but now we're going to get into the starting lineups here tonight, Ashton. Like we said, you know, this is a team for Stevens Point. They're a deep team, but that's not really the same for Trine here, as you're going to be seeing a lot of this starting lineup here for the Thunder. But looking in at the starters here tonight, we'll start here with Trine. We're going to go in at number 5, that is Aiden Smile, the 6'5" sophomore guard out of Franklin, Tennessee. And he's one of those lanky guards, kind of an NBA type guard that you see playing with a little bit of height. And then Jackson Jensen, number 2, the guard, the 6'2" out of Carmel, Indiana. Still relatively solid height there for a guard. And then at number 23, Brent Cox, like we said, the leader for this Trine team, 6'6" out of Kentonville, Indiana. Follow that up with number 25, Connor Jones, the 6'3" senior guard out of Daneville, Indiana. And then rounding things up with Megan Anlo. He is at number 43, the junior, 6'8" out of the Cantua Bennett. And now for Stevens Point, we'll get your starting lineup. Starting in for the Pointers, for guard, the 6'2" senior, Zach Moots from Merrill, Wisconsin, the senior. One of the bigger parts of this Point team from last year, as well as number 3 for the Pointers, number 3, Jake Buchanan, the leading scorer for Stevens Point. At number 5, AJ Makinen, the 6-foot guard out of Waterford, Wisconsin. At number 32, Brennan Tim, the 6'5" sophomore out of West Bend, Wisconsin. And finally, at number 34, Elijah Vandervelden, the 6'8" junior out of Huntington, Indiana. So that's your starting lineup here for Stevens Point and Trine. We're going to get your opening tip here. But you're going to look to that may have been your starting lineup for Stevens Point, but they're going to go deep into that bench here today, Ashton. That's just a formality.
Yeah, most definitely. They always do. They always go quick with the substitutions, and they just love to keep rotating, keep their guys as fresh as possible. And that's one of the main things I really like about this team. Like I said, keeping rotating, keep everyone fresh. It's great for that's great for long-term team stamina. So we're gonna get started on tip-off here. Looks like we got number 42, Megan Magnan. Yeah.
It'll be Megan Anglo will be going against
Looks like 34.
Vandervelden for the Pointers. And we're going to get opening tip at both sides for each other, and we're getting even closer here to opening tip. Manganglo and Vandervelden ready for the tip, and Manganglo wins the opening tip. And here comes Jones with it. Jones going to curl as hitting the deck there was making in, now into the corner, now at the top, handing it off to Jones again. Jones picks up the screen, now into the corner to Jensen at the top, looking for Smile. He drive to the corner. Nice defense being played here early by the Pointers. Down low into the post to Smile. Here he's going to hoist up a shot that is way short, and there's a rebound here by Moots.
Yeah, fantastic defense there. They were just able to keep the people on the man. Not allow a lot of space, and was able to get a nice quick shot instead.
Tim at the top will now hand it off to Buchanan on the curl. Gets it over to Moots. Moots gets it over to Makinen, trying to get it down low to Vandervelden. He'll size up the defender, put up the shot. That is up and good. Nice shot there by Vandervelden, and that gives the Pointers the early 2-0 lead. Nice possession there for Stevens Point.
You recognize he had a shot, and he just took it and was able to knock it down right away for an early bucket.
Cox will hand it off to Jansen, now at the top to Jones, over in the corner to Smile, trying to get it down low, now to Jones. Jones driving, spin move in the lane, fadeaway shot up and off the side of the rim, no good. Vandervelden fighting for it on the sideboards with Megan Anglo, but the Pointers come away with it. At the top is Moots. And now Krill, nice back cut there by Buchanan, but a nice hand in the lane there by Jennison. And here come the Thunder.
Yeah, great ball awareness there by Trine. They recognized that they were going to have a backdoor cut. Was able to get a hand up and interrupt the pass.
Megan Anglo set a screen there at the top. He's a three-pointer, and that is up way too long off the backboard. And here come the Pointers.
Yeah, they haven't found the middle yet. They've were once way too short. Now they're way too long.
Jake Buchanan with a nice drive now. He'll kick it back out up top to Moots. Has to reset the offense, guarded by Jones. Moots will hand it off to Vandervelden at the top. Got the size mismatch. Nice cut there by Vandervelden. Couldn't find it. Nice hands there by Megan Anglo, and here come the Thunder. Oh, beautiful pass gets to Jones. Up the court, up and in for two, and the Thunder tie this one. Beautiful play there by the big man for Trine.
Yeah, it was really close to getting that hand in there as well, trying to interrupt the pass, but he just wasn't able to. It's an easy bucket for Trine.
So here comes Makinen, now gets it back up to Buchanan. 2-2 is the score with 17:41 to go here in the first half. Moots will get it over to Tim. Tim going to try to elevate, now gets it down low to Vandervelden, who can't finish, and they're going to get a jump ball there. Megan Anglo and Vandervelden fighting for it in the low post, but Megan Anglo putting a big impact into this game early.
Yeah, a couple of great defensive stops. Was able to, keep Van Timmen from getting that layup there, and he, force a jump ball. Pointers still get possession, but now the possession changes.
Moots will inbound it. He'll just lob it into Vandervelden and corral it and get it over to Buchanan. Buchanan guarded by Cox. Nice back cut there by Moots. Now Buchanan's going to have to get it over to Tim. Tim going to hand it off to Moots. Moots curling around. He'll now elevate for three straight away. Up, back iron, no. Rebounded by Megan Anglo, and the Thunder now take it up the court. Jones with it, and here comes Trine. Back to Megan Anglo at the top. He'll now quickly get it over to Jansen. Jansen with a nice cross move, gets it up top to Cox, flips it over to Jones, and here comes Jones down the lane. Jones is going to stop on a dime. Pivot, go up. They're too strong, no good. Two rebound by Vandervelden, and now quickly up the court is Moots. Gets it over to Makinen, over to Vandervelden, and here comes Moots. Nice defense there by Trine, closes off that man. Kind of sloppy offense here by Stevens Point. Nice cut down the baseline, but beautiful defense there, and a travel on Stevens Point. It's going to give the ball right back to Trine, but really nice recovery defense here by the Thunder early on.
Yeah, they're really good at that. They're able just to, they're getting hard shots off, and when they just go off the glass, they're able to recognize that, okay, it's not going well, so just get back on defense, try and get the ball back, and just got a 2-2 game with 3 minutes 30 in.
Paul checking into the game here for the Thunder. Back to Jones in the corner. Paul back at the top, trying to get it down low to Megan Anglo, but that pass will be intercepted, but still corralling it at the top. That was Nate Tucker. Back to Cox in the corner. At top is Tucker. Spin move, gets it over to Jones. Now up top to Cox, nice cut, but a hand in the lane there by Stevens Point, and there's a turnover, and the Pointers are going down the floor. Brennan Tim now with it. He's guarded tightly by Tucker as Moots is up top. Tim now with it. He's going to spin baseline, got himself wide open, but he hands it off to Vandervelden, and that'll go out of bounds and stay here with Stevens Point. Man, thought maybe he had a chance at really would have been a twisting layup here. But instead he hands it off to Vandervelden. It's going to stay Stevens Point basketball, but Man, yeah, really slow start for both sides here. Just 2 minutes, just close to 5 minutes into this first half.
You know, I think you mentioned it earlier, but we said that there was going to be a very defensive game today, and it's looking like that right now. One of the big things I'm noticing from the point offense that they need to start improving on quick is they're not getting Jake Buchanan open. He hasn't taken a shot yet at all in this game.
I think that's a great point because obviously this is how the offense runs through. It runs through their leading scorer, and Jake Buchanan. He scores 17 points per game. He had a 27-point in the last outing, and he's maybe had 1 or 2 shots this entire game, if that. But I think you're absolutely right. But also, you gotta like that Stevens Point is taking pretty solid. They're taking quality shots and they're making nice aggressive drives to the lane. But this quality defense for Trine is obviously really showing because they have such good recovery defense where Stevens Point will drive down the lane, they'll get to the baseline, and then they'll just be stuck there. So Stevens Point also just needs to get a little bit of better ball movement, I would say, because they kind of get stuck holding the ball at some point. So I think you just got to keep that ball moving, keep good ball movement, and things will get better here. But obviously slow start. But the big man for Trine, though, you got to point out Megan Anglo. He obviously has been having a defensive impact in this one early here, but how can Stevens Point counter that going forward?
Oh man, I think it's just, as you said, they're taking quality shots right now, and I think it's just keeping up with that attack and just knocking down those shots, because eventually a couple of them are gonna fall down. You just gotta try and attack early and keep attacking often too.
As we're getting close here to the inbounds pass from Moots, he's guarded by the bigger man, and they do get it into Buchanan. Buchanan with a touch, he's guarded by Jones. Oh, beautiful move by Jake Buchanan, but he stops in the lane, gets it up top to Moots. Got 5 seconds on the shot clock, gets it, and that pass will be intercepted, and here come the Thunder. Smile now with it, he'll kick it into the corner to Carbaugh. Back up to Smythe to Jones, now into the corner to Paul. Paul with it, now kicks it up top to Smile with it. Jones in the corner, getting good position down low, has the size advantage as Megan Anglo. Ooh, wide open man in Jones, no shot but a foul. That's gonna be on the floor, I think, so no free throws here. But they definitely had the size advantage as the 6'8" Megan Anglo was guarded by the 6' junior Ryan Peterson, which was, the Thunder just weren't able to see that. But yeah, Stevens Point defense kind of scrambling, but able to get a stoppage in play here.
Yeah, they were able to recover really well, because I thought it was going to be a 2v2 fast break, but they're able to recover up.
Oh, beautiful move by Jones in the lane, but he can't get it to finish. Man, that's just how this game has gone. That was about 3/4 of the way down, and it popped out. Buchanan now to Moots up top, over to Peterson. Peterson going to get it to Buchanan. He's guarded by the big fella. Buchanan's going to hoist a shot up. Oh, that's too long. Offensive rebounded by Vandervelde. Gets it out to Moots. He'll try a 3. That one's no good, and a rebounded by the Thunder.
Yeah, a couple shots in and out. It seems to be the name of the game right now.
Jones now with it, guarded up top by Suick. Pass poked as Moots mad at himself. Could have had a pick there. Football terms there, Ashton. Football terms still on my mind. Up top, Jones. He's guarded by Suick. Now down low to the big fella. He'll turn, he'll rise, he'll elevate. Too strong back iron, no good. And rebounded by Stevens Point.
One thing I noticed from Mignanglo is his wingspan is so large. He's able just to get up there so high.
So yeah, offensive boards are going to be key here for Stevens Point, because you're not going to get too many. Nice runner. Oh, beautiful move there by Jake Buchanan. Beautiful runner off the window, and a score which finally extends the Stevens Point lead to 2 points. It's 4-2 here. Now up top, here's Paul over to Mangananglo. To Jones. He thought about a 3, instead he'll drive, kick it out, corner 3 up, and ooh, round out, no good. That was Aiden Smile on the move, and here comes the Pointers driving down the lane. Oh, beautiful handoff there, but he can't get it to finish. Beautiful drive there by the Pointers, Ryan Genrich, but Vandervelden couldn't finish. Man, that's a missed opportunity there, partner. There's
a lot of missed opportunities currently when it comes to these shots. There's so many of them are just in and out. Oh, great defense there.
Great defensive recovery there by Vandervelde as Megan Anglo was actually looking for a foul call. Nothing doing. Get over to Moots. Now up top here to Genrich. Here's Buchanan with it. Buchanan's going to drive. He'll now kick it over to Moots. Got the open man in the corner. He'll take a 3. That is up. That is front of the rim. No good. Jones with the rebound.
Yeah, I don't think that wasn't just a really quality shot. His man was coming in. It was going to be contested, and Trine's going to take a timeout. This is just a defensive battle. But also what I'm noticing right now is just so many shots are just going in and out. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, Trine, they're just getting a little bit of bad luck here as they've had a few shots, like you said, they're halfway down and roll right back out or bounce out. Yeah, but Stevens Point, to your credit too, they've had that happen as well, and the quality of shots, like you said, there was a good closeout there by the Thunder's Drew Suick. He really didn't give up on the play as he really took away what was an open three-point shot there. So good defensive recovery and a nice closeout results in a contested 3. Now the Thunder do have the basketball. They're down by 2, but yeah, like you said, this has been a defensive battle here early in this one.
Yeah, you have to think, at some point the offense is just going to start. It's just going to break loose, or else we might be in for a bit of a long one today, folks.
Checking into the game is Miles Coleman. This was a player you were really high on early in the pregame here, Ashton. And he brings kind of a little electric side here to this Pointer squad, as well does Josiah Guile. Checks into the game for Stevens Point as well.
Yeah, I just like the energy that Miles Coleman brings, and he comes from the transfer portal, and it's just been real. He's just made an impact on the team right away.
Good defense being played here for Stevens Point. Do not have the size advantages. Peterson is down low. Oh, wide open man, and a beautiful lay-in. What a play there by the Thunder. Is a nice move by Carbaugh as he puts it in.
Carbaugh was just able to muscle his way down there, is able to finish really nicely and get Trine its first bucket in a very long time.
Suick with it now hands it, or Peterson, excuse me, gets it to Suick, and now Buchanan with it, trying to get it down low to Guile. And they do a lob pass over to Ryan Genrich, and he loses the ball, and that's going to skip off of the foot of a Trine player and stay here with Stevens Point. So pretty fortuitous there for Stevens Point off of a really ugly offensive possession that they get to keep the ball.
I don't know how fortuitous it is. You got 5 seconds left on the shot clock right now. It did not get reset.
You got 5 seconds though, so definitely time to get off a shot here as Buchanan's just going to take it and hoist and put up a 3. That one's back iron, no good, and skying for the rebound here is Cox, and here come the Thunder.
Yeah, I liked what Miles Coleman just tried to do there. He tried to pull the Jose Alvarado there, just try and steal the ball, but wasn't able to get it. Just a run back on defense and
driving baseline. Oh, beautiful move there by Aiden Smile as he puts the Thunder on the board here, putting up his first 2 tonight, giving the Thunder their first lead.
And no one was down there to contest him.
Drive here by Buchanan. Toff had to double clutch it. Oh my goodness!
Just magic touch there by Buchanan. Was able to get that nice roll in.
Puts this game back to a tie game. It's 6-6 here. Thunder still with it. Smile with it up top. Hands it over to Carbaugh. Driving down the lane. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, offense is starting to show up for both teams now.
Beautiful drive there by Smile. Here come the Pointers in Coleman with it. Coleman with a nice crossover move. Kicks it up top here to Genrich. Genrich got nowhere to go. He'll cross over, drive down the lane, get it to Buchanan. Buchanan's going to slip it down low to Guile, and that'll be intercepted. And here come the Thunder streaking down the lane. Got 1-on-2 pass to Cox. He'll lay it up. That one is no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up. That's blocked, but a late foul called. I think they're going to hit Josiah Guile with it. That'll be his first, and the Thunder will be at the free throw line.
Yeah, it did seem a bit late there, you think.
Got to box out on that one, but credit Cox there, the leading scorer of this Thunder team, gets his own rebound and goes right back up for it. But yeah, like you said, that was a solid second or two after the block. Pretty late call there. Nonetheless, first free throws attempted by both sides here tonight as the 6'6" senior Brent Cox's first free throw is up and front of the rim. Missed it badly.
Yeah, Ab just clanged it. He's shooting 85 from free throws, so it's not something not very likely that you see it happen. But hey, very fortuitous for the Pointers.
So it will, no matter what, make or miss this one, stay a one-possession game here. We have yet to see a three-point shot go in, as the second free throw is money for Cox. And here comes making in with it. He'll hand it off to Genrich over into the corner to Peterson. Peterson now with it. A screen attempt there by making in. Getting a screen here by Luke Warden. He checks into the game for the Pointers. Makinen mishandled that basketball for a moment, has the size advantage. He'll drive down the lane, layup, finger roll up, and good.
Great hesitation there, and he was able to juke his defender out and get a really nice finger roll in.
Beautiful play there by AJ Makinen for Stevens Point. In the corner, Jones gets it down low to Megan Anglo. He'll go up strong, two-handed flush.
He's just, dude, like I said earlier, his wingspan is just so long. He's able to get up there with almost no effort. It's so clean.
Calling out the defense, too. He's definitely one of their leaders. In the corner, Peterson with it now up top to Makinen. He's got the height advantage. Get it down low to Warden. Warden with a nice move goes up for two.
You know, I was really surprised that Makinen just didn't shoot that mid-range shot there. I thought he had an opportunity, but hey, found a guy down there open for a much better shot. Was able to get the bucket.
Jones now with it up top, curling around a screen. There was Tucker. Jones still with it. Now to Mengananglo in the corner. Bounce pass down low, and that's a two-handed dunk for Cox. Back-to-back slam dunks here for the Thunder as the offense is starting to wake up.
Yeah, it really looked. The guy scored as many points, like double as many points as he did in like the past 2 minutes as he did the first 9.
Make it in up to Peterson. Now over to Moots. Moots is going to drive baseline on Cox. Nice defensive recovery. Now he'll start to post him up and have to kick it out up top to Genrich. Now making in with it. Genrich with it. He'll have to drive. Picks up the screen from Warren. Now has the big fella on it. Crossover moves here. Genrich has to get a shot up. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Got to go up. And that's a block there by Megan Anglo. And a shot clock violation on UW Stevens Point. And that'll turn the ball right back over to the Thunder, where they are starting to heat up offensively and defensively as well. This is a nice turnaround here for the Thunder.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to find a good shot there. You know, Warden, had to put it up, and it unfortunately got blocked there by Mignanglo. So, just really great defense there by the Thunder.
Inbounds here as Jones takes it up, now quickly gets it down low. Back up to Jones, now back up top to Smile with it. Smile with some nice plays as Jennison now has it, kicks it back up to Smile, and he'll drive on Tim. Nice aggressive drive to the hole, but he just lost it.
Yeah, he just lost the ball there. I think he was trying to expect some contact there, but nothing happened. You let go, great pointer turnover there.
Good defense there, played by Steve. Nice defensive recovery there as the man was kind of not in good position, but able to backtrack a little bit and get good position, and that forced the turnover. So good defense by Stevens Point, but let's get a score here as they got to get right back into the score column. Like I said, no three-pointers have gone in for Stevens Point yet. As Moots with it, some solid defense there by Smile. He gets double-teamed on the baseline. Now gets it over to Makinen. He's going to drive in the lane. He'll lose it, and that's intercepted. And here comes Cox with the ball for the Thunder. One dribble. He'll lose control of it, and he will travel.
Yeah, just started walking there. He was definitely expecting a foul, but he just took a couple steps before any contact happened.
Great recovery defensively for Stevens Point there. And, something kind of interesting is he tried to kind of post up a bit. If he maybe would have gone for a layup, he could have had a chance there. But as he tried to post up, he shuffled his feet and turned the ball over. That's back-to-back turnovers for the Thunder. And Stevens Point now with a chance to cut into that three-point lead here.
Yeah, the Thunder just play really close-up defense, and the Pointers just haven't found a way to really break through that at all yet.
Moots to Tim in the corner. Moots with it now sets his feet for three. Up and good.
First three-point basket about 12 minutes in.
We have ourselves a tie game here, 13-13. As Mengananglo, after a quick breather, he'll come right back in for the Blue Devils, as really the offense has run through him tonight. And here come the Thunder. Here's Jones in the corner. Nice spin move, kicks it up to the top. Three-pointer shot up and good. Trying to answer, no good. But offensive board here by Cox, as he was thinking about elevating. Goes down low. Nice pass there by Cox to Carbaugh, and he puts it up and in for an easy two. And now the Thunder have the lead right back. Genrich now with it over the corner to Moots. Moots guarded by Carbaugh. Warden with the screen. Over to Tim. Tim loses control of it, comes behind his back momentarily, and now quickly gets it to Makinen. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Makinen doesn't have it, now gets it to Tim. Tim up top, Tim curling around the lane. He'll have to put one up. 1 second, puts one up, no good. Off of the rim, and a rebound here to the Thunder. Jones now with it. He'll hustle up the court to Jensen.
Yeah, it seems
Go ahead, partner.
Yeah, sorry about it. When I'm looking at this Thunder offense right now, it just seems like they live and die off the backdoor pass, and that's how they've scored almost all of their points right now. So if Points are able to find a way to stop that, it seems like their offense just goes nowhere. So let's see what happens now.
Harbaugh with it, now hands it off to Cox. Cox fakes the handoff, now gets to Jones. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Jones posting up, fadeaway shot, and that one hits too strong off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Macon, and here come the pointers. Man, I thought they had a chance at maybe pushing that one up the court, but instead they slow it down here. Here comes Moots with it. He thought about that 3 shot. Gets it down low to Tim. Tim sizing up Jones, but great defense there by Jones. Making in with a 3-point shot up, and that one's too short. And a rebound by Moots, and it's going to be off of the Thunder, so it'll stay Stevens Point basketball.
I definitely agree with that call there, and that's just not coming from a bias. That's not coming from bias. From what I saw there, it did originally go off of a pointer. However, before it went out of bounds, it looked like a Trine defender touched it before it went out of bounds. So great call there by the ref, and it looks like we got another media timeout here. So, what have you seen right now?
I think, one thing I will point out is this has been a very clean game. On the foul-wise, you look at both sides. This has been a really clean, 2 fouls for Stevens Point, 0 for Trine. So this has been a really clean game, and that's something you got to like. Is this has been a physical game too, and the refs are letting them play, and when that's something you really can appreciate as a fan of basketball. But one thing that I've noticed for Stevens Point here is they've been taking better shots, but they hit their first 3-point shot. I want to see, this is a team that has been pretty good at shooting the three-pointer this year. I want to see them take some more 3-point shots, but they have to be smart ones. I don't want to see a defender all over you.
Yeah,
I want to see good passing leading to a nice shot.
Yeah, I agree, and I definitely agree with that. However, I think the main reason why they aren't shooting as many 3-point shots is because they just haven't had the ability to. Trine's defense has done a really great job defending the perimeter, and they just haven't gotten very many good 3-point shots. Now they're like 1 for 5 right now, so they have the ability to, but they just haven't been knocking it down. And it's going to try and get a little bit open more, see if they can figure out any way to break through this very physical Thunder defense.
Like we said, this Thunder team only allows 56 points per game. They're just a defensive juggernaut. 15-13, Thunder on top of Stevens Point here. 6:01 to go here in the first half. Moots will inbound it. Mangananglo guarding him. Like you said, he's got that monster wingspan. He just has to lob it into the front court here to Vandervelden, who picks Buchanan, going to get a screen from Vandervelden. Now he'll be guarded by Jones. Down low to Moots. Now to Moots to Brennan Tim. Brennan Tim, nice baseline move. Now got to go up strong. That beautiful move there by Brennan Tim as he just went right into the big fella for Trine and puts it up and in for 2, and we got ourselves a tie game. Jones now with it up top, gets it over to Mangananglo, now into the corner to Tucker. Tucker down low to Jones, trying to get it down low to the big fella. Good defense there. Now he'll get it. He'll get double teamed, but he'll get hacked by the pointers. As there really wasn't much they could do, as Mangananglo has just been out-muscling Vandervelden down low in the post.
Yeah, and it was just a really great pass. They're able to get into that one spot where there wasn't any pointers defender. So, maybe that was just what we call like a necessary foul there, because, you only have 2.5, so.
Paul with it now up top to Tucker. Tucker with it to Carbaugh, now to Paul. Guarding, now flip it out to Tucker in the corner. Baseline drive. Ooh, maybe got away with a push. A shoulder into Moots. Good defense there. Oh, a foul called. Oh, my goodness.
That's a really interesting foul call there. They're saying that he got him in the arm, and I don't know if I saw anything, but hey, refs must have saw something I didn't from up down there. So,
hey, in their defense, we both have glasses. So,
true. I can't see.
We don't necessarily see the best here, as Tucker's first free throw is up, and back iron, no good.
Yeah,
this has been a team that shoots pretty solid free throws for the Thunder, and they've come out pretty cold from the free throw line. Second free throw for Tucker. Takes his time, puts it up. That one is plenty good. Makes this a 1-point game as the Thunder still will grab the lead right back here. But yeah, free throws, these are free points where no time comes off. You got to convert on those if you're both sides here, especially for Stevens Point now that you trail.
Yeah, the issue is Stevens Point hasn't had any free throws yet because Trine hasn't committed a foul.
Here comes Buchanan. Beautiful defense there by Jones. Buchanan with a lot of dribbling. Now he'll kick it out up top, making him with a 3 up That one's up and dances around. Vandervelde gets offensive rebound right back to making a wide open shot. That is up and good.
Yeah, Makinen has just been the person to shoot threes right now. I think he's made both of the three-pointers currently, and that's a big three right there.
Carbaugh's going to hand it off to Tucker. Tucker looking to curl, now gets it to Jones. Up top to Paul. Nice cut there. And trying to get it down low to the big man. They're going to just elevate for three for Jones. That's up no good. Nice defense there as they tried to get it down low to the big fella, but it skips off his fingertips, and that'll go out of bounds. Substitutions coming in for the Blue Devils, but this defense for Stevens Point, or excuse me, the Thunder, man, that makes me think of Stout too much.
Nah, you got Duke on your mind right now. You got D1 college basketball on your mind right now.
Maybe I do, but can you fault me?
No.
It's this time of year. It's basketball season.
I completely agree.
As Buchanan will take it up the court. Oh, nice crossover move. Buchanan going to hand it off, but instead they take the foul. That was probably a really smart foul on the side of the Thunder, as there was a wide open man, but instead they take their chance on their first foul of the half. So kind of a smart foul, rather.
Yeah, I agree. I think both teams have made smart fouls currently.
Brennan Tim up top to A.J. Makinen. He'll get it over to Buchanan. Buchanan going to get over to Makinen. Makinen now going to drive, kick it over to Moots. Moots. Drive into lane. Beautiful cut there by Buchanan.
Yeah, great cut. He's able just to elevate and get a nice finger roll into the basket. And now the Porters got their largest lead of the night currently with up 4.
4-point lead here. Janison with it. Now to Paul. Million angle up top. Gets it over to, that is number 5, Smile. Now with it, Paul will elevate up in the lane. That is up and true. Beautiful play there by Grant Paul.
Smooth as butter jumper right there. Just a nice, smooth mid-range.
Making in with it. Picks up his dribble there. Now gets it over to Brennan Tim in the corner. Getting it down low to Moots. Guard is posting up. Nice back cut there by Vandervelde. Brennan Tim now with it in the lane. He'll have to kick it out, and that'll go. Ooh, nice play there by Moots as he keeps it in play here. 5 seconds here. Buchanan will hoist for 3. That is way short. Timmed out the offensive rebound, and the pointer has put it up in for 2.
Hey, right spot, right time, and I think he recognized that it was going to be short. Just ran up in a really nice reversal because I didn't touch any rim, so he had 2 seconds to make a shot.
Buchanan knew it right out of his hands. That one was short. Paul with it now. Scored the last 2 for the Thunder. Elevating is Cox. He can't get it. Tim with the rebound, and here come the pointers.
I don't think the Thunder have made a three-pointer all night right now.
Haven't needed it because they were dominating it down low in the post. Here comes Makinen with a kind of a floater off the back of the rim, no good. And Mingalanglo cleans that up, and here come the Thunder. Big fella now with it up top. Now sets a screen, and ooh, man, I thought that was a jump ball,
yeah,
and it is.
It is a jump. It was really close, and I thought for just a moment, because they didn't call it, they weren't going to call the jump ball. Hey, it looks like at the very last second, though, they were able to see it, and now it's still going to be Thunder possession, but, jump ball possession switches sides.
Good defense here by Stevens Point. We kind of ratcheted it up here as the inbounds pass comes here to Smile, and a foul call, offensive foul. I think they're going to get that on the big fella down low.
Yeah, it looks like a push. It looks like, I think it might have been.
No, they're going to call it on Cox. That's his first foul. So, pardon me. He's just such a big presence down low in the post.
That's completely fair. And I won't say it's a little surprising that he hasn't got any fouls, but hey, that's just credit to his game right there. He's playing a really clean game while being a really dominating force on the
question. Nice pump fake there by Makinen. Now get it to Buchanan on the curl. Buchanan will get it down low to Tim. Oh, that goes nowhere. Megan Angle just stuffs that with his forearm out of bounds. It's going to remain Stevens Point basketball.
I think I can see why they have 6 blocks a game now.
I think I can as well. That has to be at least a 7-foot wingspan there for the big fella down low. As Buchanan with it, spin move in the lane. Gets it over to Moots. Moots now with it, step back jumper up, contested shot, no good, but I think they're going to get a shooting foul.
They did,
and they will, so that's going to be 2 free throws here for Moots.
Yeah, there wasn't really any reason to, get that close up to you. You just needed to contest it, and he just got a piece of the arm, and now that's 2 free throws when you had a really great shot. Well, it was a really contested shot there.
Yeah, looking at this team for Moots, this is really an area where he is very good at, as he nails the first one, which makes this a 5-point lead for Stevens Point. But looking at Zach Moots, he's 83.3% from the free throw stripe on the year for Stevens Point. And this is an area where this team is very good at shooting of free throws. Second free throw up, and it is money. 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Zach Moots.
You know, whenever your team is good at free throws, it just alleviates that pressure whenever you're at the free throw line. And it just makes you gain so much more confidence. It's a snowball effect for the team.
It's the fundamentals that head coach Bob Smelling has for his team. You always, whenever you see a Stevens Point team, this is a team that they have to do the fundamentals. And if you can't do that, you're not going to win a lot of games. And that was just really a wild shot there by Jones, almost like he was kind of looking for a foul there. But instead, Stevens Point gets the ball right back. Tim was thinking about putting that one up, fakes the handoff. Instead, he'll keep it. And Tim will spin baseline, gets double teamed. Down low in the post, got nowhere to go. A nice cut there as Slowick will lose it. No, he'll get fouled there. Bailed out on really kind of a bad offensive possession there for Stevens Point.
Yeah, I think he just kept it in. He just kept it in his hand for too long. He got double teamed, and while he was able to find someone just running in to try to stop it and was able to grab the foul, you just really need to stop that.
Inbounds here. Slowick needs to find someone, now just lobs it in, and Vandervelden turns it over, and here come the Thunder. This is a big-time opportunity for Trine. Nice block there by Vandervelden, and Stevens Point comes away with it.
What a defensive block there. There's only like a 2v2 that was able to just block. Was able just to stop it.
Paul kind of reaching at his face a little bit. Maybe check on that. Nice interception here by the big fella Megan Anglo, but it finds its way back to the hands of Stevens Point off fortuitous bounce.
Yeah, the dribble was just getting a little wild, and there was someone there to knock it away and was able to come back Pointer's possession.
Making will hand it off to Slowick. Slowick now will slow things down, and he'll have that go off of his fingertip.
Yeah, he's looking for a carry call right there.
I think Jones actually had a legitimate case for that too. It looked like a potential carry, but regardless, Moots will inbound it. Paul guarding him. He'll float it in to Slowick, and here Genrich. Make it in with it. Now has the advantage, kicks it over to Moots. He'll set his feet for three. Man, that looked like a foul to me. We heard a smack from up here. Regardless, nothing called here, and here come the Thunder. They have a chance to take the last shot, and I think they will, as Jones is going to slow it down here.
And they need to make something right now if they want to try and stay in this game.
6-point lead here for Stevens Point. Here comes Jones curling around his screen from Megan Anglo. Up top, Cox for three. That is up. That's off the side of the rim, and that goes nowhere. And that is how this first half will end. Stevens Point with a really solid first half after a slow start. They take a 6-point lead into halftime. It is 24-18 here. Stevens Point on top of Trine here, partner. I want to get your little views here before we head into our intermission here.
Yeah, sounds good. You know what I saw from that first half was, as I said earlier, it's going to be a really defensive game. And I just know Pointers are just playing fantastic defense right now. Best part, easily their perimeter defense. The Trine did not make a single three-pointer that entire game. They relied on the two-pointer and the two-point. They were on the two-point shot early, those backdoor cuts, as I said. And if Point's able to stop those backdoor cuts, which is what they were able to do near the end of the half, then it seems like they're completely stopping their offense right now. And Point was able just to knock down a couple of three-pointers and was able to grab a 6-point lead. It's an extremely defensive game.
Great defensive game here. Good defensive adjustments by Stevens Point here in the second half. But that is how, I mean, if you're a Pointers fan, you'll take that going into halftime with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we will come back after that, and we'll have second half action for you right here on SPTV. So don't go away. We'll be back in close to about 14 minutes. And a welcome back here to Champions Hall. We are here in Bennett Court in the Quandt Fieldhouse for Pointers basketball here on SPTV. Ashton, close game here after one half being played. It is 24-18. Pointers hold a 6-point lead. And actually, I say a close lead. Really, with the way this game has been played, how defensive it is, that's probably a massive lead.
It's the biggest lead of the game currently. It's 6 points, and I think the big thing I just want to see from Point this half is they just continue their great perimeter defense. They're playing fantastic perimeter defense. Got some stats from the first half here. Trine right now is shooting 8 from 24 from the field, 0 for 6 on three-pointers, which I think is the big difference maker here, is the fact that they just haven't been able to knock down the three. I'm not expecting that to stay for very long, but if Point can continue this really great perimeter defense, maybe it can.
And Meng Nanglo has obviously been a big presence here for this Trine team. You got to think that they're going to get him the ball into his hands in this second half. Got to get him touches down low in the post. And for Stevens Point, it's really going to come down to can Vandervelden and Tim really stand up to that power of Meng Nanglo. I think that's one of the keys that Trine's going to have here in the second half. But yeah, like you said, Stevens Point, they shot a pretty solid their field goal shooting for the first half. Not terrible. Obviously, it can be better, but they shot a pretty good percentage from the field. Definitely need to obviously improve things. For the Pointers, Coach Smelling will have some suggestions here at halftime. But like you said, you said a little bit here in halftime, this game's going to get more, I think, even more physical here in the second half.
Yeah, I think things are going to start getting chippy very soon. If Trine just continues to not knock down shots, I have a feeling things are going to start getting a little physical here. Now, like I said, the first half was very clean from both sides. Neither team went into bonus at all that half, and I think that's not going to be the same this half. I think I'm guaranteeing at least probably the same amount of fouls within the first 10 minutes of this half at least.
And this has been a game that's really been dominated by both starting lineups. There's not much bench scoring have come by either side, but you look at Stevens Point, leading the way obviously was Jake Buchanan. He had 6 points, but Zach Moots and AJ Makinen both putting in 5 points of their own. So it's been while there's only 24 points on the board, it's been kind of spread around pretty well here.
Yeah, and we say that sometimes that this Pointers team is deep in the bench, but just sometimes you just gotta expect your starting lineup to just put up points, and that's what they've been doing. So I can't complain too much. The only thing I would say is if that bench can start getting just a little more active, I think things will be really good the second half.
And obviously the offense runs through the point guard star, Jake Buchanan. He's got to get more touches, like you said. They alluded to it and at one of the breaks in the first half, and as soon as they got the ball into his hands, he just started to score and make some nice drives to the lane. So for Stevens Point, obviously that's probably going to be an area of emphasis for Coach Smelling on where Stevens Point will have to go here. But yes, like we said, a 6-point lead at the half for Stevens Point, look to try and upset Trine, the 6-0 undefeated Trine Thunder, and pick up what would be a big-time win for them. They'd improve to 6-3 if they would be able to get the win. For Trine, this will have to be a comeback effort. This has been an area where Stevens Point has had a hard time closing out teams, so this is going to have to be a half of smart shots here for Stevens Point. Inbounds pass from Making into Moots, and here we go here to start the second half. Moots will curl around, now get it down low and post up. Kick it up to the top to Vandervelden, now to Tim. Tim will jab step, he'll drive into the lane. He'll get triple team down low in the post, lose control of it. Still have it down low on the court, and they're going to call a jump ball right off the bat. Not a good start here for Stevens Point as they give the Thunder the ball right away.
I'll be real, I'm quite surprised they didn't call a foul there, actually. I thought there was some contact there, and I think it was the right call not to make that. However, I'm just surprised they didn't.
Janison, yeah, I think I was surprised, no travel there as Tim was on all fours down low in the post. As Janison with it, now to Jones up top. Back to Janison, thought about the three. Now they're looking to try to get it down low to the big fella. He'll do a screen up top and get it to Jones. Quickly down low in the post, one-handed layup. Up and good for Cox. He puts one up and in for two. That makes this a 4-point game.
Like I said in the first half, this Trine offense currently is thriving off the backdoor passes. And if Point wants to do anything to stop that attack, they need to stop that backdoor pass.
That was just a perfect example of what passing can do for a team. And like you said, backdoor cuts. Here comes Vandervelden driving on Anglo near Moots up top. That pass is tipped. Here comes Vandervelden driving down low. He'll go up. That is up and good.
That hesitation there was absolutely perfect there from Vandervelde, and he was just able to catch it, catch Magnolo jumping, and he was able to get a nice bucket there.
So good post play there by Stevens Point as they kind of give Trine a taste of their own medicine. Get it down low to the big fella. He'll one stop up and good. Man, nothing you can do to stop that as he just one dribbles, puts it up and in for two. Just really nothing you can do.
Yeah, he just elevated to a point where no one was able to contest him. It was just able to knock down a very nice mid-range jumper.
Buchanan now gets it to Moots. Wide open three-point shot is up. That is too strong. Rebounded by Cox, and now Jones on the push. He'll get it over to Janison. He'll drive baseline on Buchanan. Nice defense for Stevens Point. Main angle, hands it off to Cox. Now gets it down low to the big fella. He'll go up and under move. Can't finish. Too strong. Gotta like the move there. Just needs to cement his feet down there and put it up and in. But Stevens Point now with it as Buchanan was looking to drive on Jones. He'll drive baseline, teardrop up, and good. Oh, my goodness.
Just kept it himself and was able to just spin around his opponent and just throw up a really nice one-handed jumper there.
Good shot there by Jake Buchanan. He's got 8 now on the night as Stevens Point continues to keep this 6-point lead. Try to get it down low to Mengen Anglo. Now up top to Janison. He'll hoist up a 3. That is just too strong. Cox with the offensive board. He'll go up one dribble. That is up and good.
Yeah, it's just a case of trading baskets now. It's a case of who's going to miss first.
Stevens Point and Trine coming out with a pretty solid second half here. Making in a lot of dribbling here, not a lot of passing. Now to Moots. Moots will drive baseline on Jones, but he'll get fouled before he can get a shot off. And that we'll get a stoppage in play here.
Yeah, it's good. Set that clock back to 20 seconds. Just get a nice inbounder in. Just run a nice pass. Passing seems to be the name of the game right now. Just trying to you keep passing, try to get a man open, and that's how you're able to get those nice shots that we said that you need to start taking.
Cox and Jones will take a seat on the bench for Trine. Genrich going to inbound it for Stevens Point. He can't get it in now. He just has to lob it to the backcourt to make it in. Who gets it? And now Stevens Point will have to set the offense here with just about 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, it was very close there from getting a 5-second violation, but I was able to throw it out.
Making it up top, Buchanan sets his feet for 3. That is up too strong, and that'll be rebounded, tipped to Mengen Anglo, and he'll hand it off here to Paul.
The three-point just struggles continue for both teams. Yeah, I'll say that was really interesting there.
Pretty close there to a travel there on Paul as he kind of shuffled his feet a little bit. Get it down low to the big fella. He can't control it now, tips it back out to Smiley, and he drives it strong into the hole and puts it up and in for 2.
Just extends his arms out, was able just to have enough control in the basketball to throw up a nice layup.
Both sides not really trying to shoot three-pointers here.
No, I wouldn't say both. I feel like Point's
I would
shot
say
a couple.
Trine's
not.
Trine is really going down low in the post as Macon got away with a travel there. Gets it to Buchanan. Nice hesitation. Gets it over to Vandervelden. Up top, swinging it around to Stevens Point. One dribble, put it up, and good here by Genrich for Stevens Point. Nice play there. Good passing leads to a nice bucket.
Smooth finish there. They're just able to get a really nice long jumper there for a nice answer to that drive-in. Very
little defensive stop as Carba curls around his screen and puts one in for 2. No stops to be had here in the second half so far. Genrich got Paul on him. He'll do a spin move. He'll get hacked, and he'll pick up the ball right in front of Coach. Tim now with it in the corner. He'll call for a screen. Now he'll drive baseline. He's going 1-on-3. Doesn't have anybody. Gets it over to Vandervelde, and he'll hoist. That one's no good, and that'll be rebounded by Janison. Now here comes the Thunder. Smile with it. He'll drive baseline. Nice deflected pass there by Genrich.
Yep, we got a media timeout right now. Just electric first half from both teams right now. They are not stopping.
Second half.
Oh, second half. I said it that time. You almost said it the first time? I said it.
I blame myself. I keep saying it's the first half. Of course you're going to say it's the first half.
It's the first half of the second half.
It's the first. Yep, the first half. There you go. First half, the second half. There, you're not wrong. But what have you seen coming out of this intermission here by both sides here, Ashton?
Things are a lot more fast-paced this time around for both sides. Trying just, like I said, just continuing to get those cuts in, which has been their main source of attack And now, with points, they shot 2 3-pointers and haven't made anything. So both teams have just so purely relied on the 2-pointer.
And I take back my statement of Stevens Point has obviously been more of the aggressor from beyond the arc. But like we said, Trine is not really a team that is going to shoot a lot of 3-pointers. They're going to try to pound you down low with the big fella, Anglo, and Jones likes to get down there and do a lot of work down there as well as Cox. But yeah, this Stevens Point team, they really got to get back to the fundamentals and just start taking these layups, because you see what Trine has been doing. They've been able to cut into this lead. It's only 2 points here after really it felt like Stevens Point was in control at the end of that first half.
Yeah, it did. It's just, like I said, it's just something that happens to the team at the halftime that I feel like things just kind of like reset a bit for them, and they're not really able to keep the momentum going into half. So they really need to do something just to pick that momentum back up now.
15-17 to go here in regulation. Stevens Point on top of Trine 30-28, but Trine with the basketball looking to tie or take the lead here with a 3.
Big thing, Trine subbed out Anglo. He's sitting on the bench for what feels like the first time this game. So
down low in the post to Cox. He'll go up with a one hand, no good, and a rebounded by Tim, and he'll get hacked.
Yeah, I definitely agree. He kept onto that ball too long, and it just seemed like he just wasn't letting go. So it's a good foul call there.
Like you said, this has been maybe one call in the first half you don't agree with, but it's been a pretty well-called game here by the officials, as both sides have been playing pretty clean here. That's the second foul on Cox here, so no foul trouble here for the Thunder. As Buchanan has it up top, he gets it to Makinen. He will jab step, got a screen from Warden, instead goes around with it. Here comes Buchanan. Nice defense there by Carbaugh. Nice surrounding defense here by the Thunder. Up top, Makinen thought about the 3 behind the back. Now he'll dribble down the lane, flip one up. Oh my goodness, did he get that to go?
The magic touch. He's just drove it in and just kissed it off the glass. Got a nice roll in.
Paul up top with it. Tucker now curling around a screen. Getting it down low to Cox. He'll go one dribble, gets double team. Now gets it to the cutting Jones, and that goes out of bounds. Yep, I thought exactly that.
I thought exactly that as well. I saw the bounce just hit that white line down there. And Pointers have a chance to go back to that 6-point lead they had at half.
And a little discussion being had here by the officials. Not quite sure what was the discussion being happened, but when we talked about it, short break there on the bench there for Magnanglo, as he's now right back into the game. As you notice, as soon as he heads off the court, this team is just a different team.
It is, and Jake Buchanan also is taking a little bit of a break right now. We have number 21. Ryan Peterson in for the Pointers as well, but they just look like a different team with him on and off the court.
Makinen to Warden, now hand it right back to Makinen. He's got the mismatch. Peterson up top elevates for 3. That is up. That is no good. Rebounding, it is Tim. He'll go up, hand it to Warden. Warden with a jumper. That one is too strong. No. Rebounded by Cox, and they're going to hit Warden with a foul.
Yeah, it was a little bit aggressive on the ball there, and I just think that the refs are going to call that every time if you just try and run into the ball like that.
Yeah, Cox clearly had a two-handed rebound. I'm a little surprised that Warden went that hard after the rebound, but regardless, he gets hit with a foul, and he'll go straight to the bench. And here come the Thunder with a chance to cut into this 4-point lead of Stevens Point. Up top is Smiley. Getting it over to Jones, almost with an interception. It was Genrich, now to Janison. Up top to Cox. Bounce pass, that pass is intercepted. Yeah, I think, that's going to be an offensive foul. As Jones really hooked the defender.
Yeah, he had the interception clean, and then Jones just hooked the defender, bringing him down with him. So it's an easy offensive foul every time.
So easily called, but good defense here by Stevens Point. They are just going after the ball.
It's what they need to do. You notice that they're constantly going for backdoor cuts and getting those inside passes. So you just got to continue to stay aggressive.
Without question on that. Genrich with a nice crossover move, gets it over to Tim. Tim with a jab step, now gets closed out beautifully by Cox. Oh, had an open lane there as Vandervelden now has to kick it out. Tim will drive it down the lane, gets double teamed. He's got nowhere to go. Now gets it to Peterson. Peterson with a shot fake goes up and in for 2.
Fantastic shot fake there. Was able to bait the defender completely and get a really nice lay in there.
Stevens Point brings it back to a 6-point lead here. Now the Thunder have to respond. Smiley with it. Now gets it down low to Magnanglo. Got good position, one dribble. He'll go up strong and finish. Good play there by Magnanglo.
Yeah, it just seems like what they need to do is just get it to him and just let him do his thing down low.
Just one dribble go up now, but Stevens Point with it. Peterson now gets a screen from Vandervelden, kicks it back over to Genrich, now to Makinen, driving baseline. Tim with it. Jab step there by Genrich, spin move, elevating up, no good. Rebounded by Magnanglo, and here come the Thunder.
I think he over-rotated a little bit on that spin move. It caused his little bit of aim to be a little off there.
Here comes Janison. Curling gets it to Cox. Cox now over to Jones. He's driving, and a foul going to be called on Genrich for Stevens Point.
Yeah, just gonna call for a grab there. I think that could have gone either way. You could have totally gone with a no call there as well. So, just nothing really game changing right now. Just got to go for a nice inbound play now.
Carbaugh checks in for Jones for the Thunder, or excuse me, for Cox. As the Thunder now start offensively here as Smiley with it. Carbaugh with the screen for Janison. Carbaugh now gets it back to Smiley, trying to get it down low to Magnanglo. Now instead it goes back up to Jones. Jones is going to drive, kick it to Carbaugh in the corner. His shot is up and good for three. That is the Thunder's first three-point shot of the night. This brings it to a one-point game. It's 34-33.
I told you they weren't going to stay 0 for nothing or whatever from the three-point line for long, and finally got one to drop in.
Makinen with it, guarded by Jones. Makinen going to drive into the lane now. Survey it right back out and have the height advantage. Gets it down low to Brennan Tim. He's going to jump it out in the corner. Yep, I think that is a travel, and it is. Took too many steps there, did Brennan Tim, and it's a turnover back to the Thunder, and the Trine Thunder can take a lead here if they're able to get a bucket here.
It seems like these leads are just such a precious thing right now because they're scoring a lot more on offense, but it's a lot of twos, not a lot of three-pointers, so the game's a lot slower pace.
I think the PA announcer got thinking a little too far ahead as he said Ryan Wagner for Stevens Point as wrong sport here, but you got the right idea. Ryan Wagner will be playing tomorrow night. Lob pass down low to Magnanglo. He muscles up. He can't get it, but he'll head to the free throw line. Man, you gotta appreciate that. As he fought off 2 pointers and tried to go up for a flush, but got fouled.
Yeah, he was able to just
free throw line.
Yeah, it's insane that he was able just to keep the ball there. You thought that the pointers were able to get a nice deflection there, but he just uses one hand, was able to pull it down, and able to get a foul.
Really impressive there by Magnanglo. As now he's going to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first one is up. He's definitely taking his time. His first shot is up and pure. Ties this game up 34-34 here, partner. I think we have ourselves an electric finish coming up here.
Yeah, Point has been in a lot of really close games. This just doesn't look any different.
Magnanglo's second free throw, chance to give them the lead, is up and pure. So the big fella with a nice stroke from the free throw line goes 2 of 2. That was an area where they struggled, but like we said, he is the key to this offense for Trine, and he gives them the 1-point lead here. Nice run here in the second half for the Thunder. Gives them the lead here. Moots now with it. He'll drive baseline. Moots going to kick it to the cutting Warden. He lays it up, and Stevens Point grabs the lead right back.
Fantastic awareness just to see Warden cut in and was able to see him get a really nice basket there. Something they really need.
Now Jones with it. He calls off of Janison. Janison in the corner, sets his feet for 3. That is up. That is too strong, no good. Almost an offensive board there. Could have maybe got over the back on Magnanglo. Instead, Stevens Point now rushes up the court. Buchanan tries to get it to the corner. Now Genrich with it. Moots up top. He'll slow things down, get it to Tim into the corner to Buchanan. Point with a 1-point lead. It's 36-35 with 10:20 to go here in the second half. Buchanan with a lot of dribbling. Buchanan with a crossover move. He'll elevate. He will get fouled. So Buchanan will be heading to the free throw line for Stevens Point. That's what, when you get the ball into your star player's hand, that is what happens. And Jake's going to be heading to the free throw line.
Hey, I think if I'm correct, they said they have as many more fouls in this first half of the second half they did the entire first half. I told you, things are going to get a lot more physical from here on.
Buchanan's first free throws of the second half for Stevens Point is up. Too strong, no good.
That's not looking good right now. You need to make those, especially in these situations. You could have possibly been up 3. Now you can be up 2 and still get a lead. However, it's just not. They can easily make it 2, as we can see what's been happening right now.
Mangnanglos takes a seat on the bench, as does Jones and Smiley. Second free throw here for Buchanan. Again, if you missed, try to get an offensive board here. Second one is up and pure, though, so no problem with that. It's 37-35, Stevens Point on top of Trine.
Let's see if the Pointers are able to get a stop here now that Magnanglo is out.
Jansen goes up to Carbaugh, over to Paul. Nice defense there by Moots as he kind of stuck in the lane. Now Jansen with it. Tucker trying to curl around a screen into the corner to Carbaugh, to Tucker, up top to Paul. Paul gets it over to Cox. Cox thought about elevating, instead gets to Tucker. Tucker going to curl around a screen, and an offensive foul.
That's 5 fouls already for Trine. They're getting soon to bonus territory for the Pointers. They need to start being a little more careful, and they're gonna call an offensive foul there, and your Point is able to possibly go up by 2 possessions again in this game.
That's the thing to keep an eye on there, is Trine's star player Brent Cox has 3 fouls now.
Cox hasn't been as, I think, dominant as he has been in previous games, it seems like. He seems to be taking a little bit of a back seat right now.
Got to credit Stevens Point's defense, not giving him much on the night, as Mignanglo's going to instantly check right back in for the Thunder. Here comes Buchanan. Buchanan surveying, spin move. Buchanan fadeaway shot. That one's up and cannot dance in as Cox gathers it as Warden hits the deck, and here come the Thunder, who just about had that one dance in, regardless if falls out, and now trying a chance to tie or take the lead if they can get a 3-pointer here. Paul now with it, guarded by Genrich. Has to kick it out. Good defense there by Genrich. Up top, lob it down low to Cox. Cox going to go right up for it. He can't finish it. And Warden with the rebound. Ooh, man.
That just seems to be an issue that he's having, is just not able to finish down low this game.
Driving down the baseline. Oh, beautiful move there by Genrich as he puts it in for 2. And a timeout by Stevens Point. Interesting call there by Coach.
I was saying, I don't know if I would have, I don't think I necessarily agree with a timeout right now. It's because now you allow Magnanglo to get back into the game when, previously there hasn't been like a stop and play yet. So I don't know about that one. But hey, great drive in there. He was able to go back up by 4 points, and you can't seem to go past that like 4 to 6 point mark right now in terms of leads.
If you're Stevens Point, though, I mean, obviously you're probably thinking, listening to the statement that I'm about to make, you want to score and you want to extend this lead, but you're thinking about it for Stevens Point. Yeah, I mean, you just made the mention, no duh. But, like we said, Stevens Point has been in these close games where they have really been unable to pull away. And if you're Stevens Point, you just got to continue doing what you're doing, play good defense, and put up some good high percentage shots. And I think the rest will just play out the way it goes. If you play some solid defense and put up high percentage shots, I think that's the recipe to success.
And I think that's actually what they've been doing currently. From what I can see this first half, I think they've been playing some pretty good defense currently. Trine made a 3-pointer, but it's their first one today, and they still had some really great perimeter defense. They're playing really aggressive, which is exactly what they need to do. This is exactly the type of defense they need to play against this team, and they're able to get a lot of interceptions, a lot of offensive fouls from Trine because of that too.
And this is a rather low-scoring game. We're just past the halfway point here in the second half. Stevens Point's a team that scores about 68 points per game, Trine around 65, and both sides have not cracked the 40 mark, and you got to think, partner, the first to 50 is going to win this game.
I think so.
Inbounds pass here, and here comes Trine on the push. Jansen with it. They'll get it up top to Jones. Jones going to drive, kick out to Carbaugh. He'll fake the 3, now drive baseline. Carbaugh with the spin move, fadeaway shot is up. Oh my goodness. Beautiful shot by Nate Carbaugh. Makes this a 2-point game. Not much to say other than, wow.
Exactly, it's just a fantastic shot.
Buchanan going to kick it over to Peterson. Peterson thought about getting it over to Moots. Now Buchanan will take the 3 around the screen, and that is good.
Absolutely pure. I knew exactly when I saw him release from his hand. That was absolutely beautiful from Jake Buchanan, and a much-needed 3-pointer for the Pointers.
And here comes Trine. Jones with it. Jones going to drive. Nice defense there by Genrich. Now into the corner to Jansen. Mangananglo is really calling for it down on the post. Jones, oh, he got away with shuffling
Oh, he
his
definitely
feet
got
on
away
that.
with the travel there. There's a lot of shuffling of his feet down low.
Smiley now will drive baseline. And nice elevated jumper is good.
Oh, that's a bit of a costly bucket there. He definitely got away with the travel there. So, interesting, but tough shot. Was able to rattle in, and it's a 3-point game now.
3-point game, as he said, 42-39. Stevens Point on top of Trine. Here comes Buchanan around to curl. Carbaugh on defense. Buchanan now has a little bit more nice look there to Moots, and he'll get called for the charge. Ooh.
It looks like he was able just to set his feet down, and was able just to draw the charge there. And Jake Buchanan is heading back out of the game. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but hey, maybe there's something going on right now.
Give your star player a little bit of a breather, getting close to crunch time.
I guess the thing is, he's been taken in and out of the game a lot recently, and I get taking him out, saving for crunch time in this slow game, in this close game. But there's an interception down there, and it looked like it's just him by himself, and it's blocked.
Oh my goodness, beautiful recovery there by Jones, as Genrich had just a wide open court, but nice defensive recovery, gets the block. But yeah, like you said, wide open court, and he can't finish. That's maybe, you utilize a little jump shot or a fake.
Yeah, set your feet, jump shot, fake your shot a little bit, and
Paul's going to check in for Jansen. Mananglo will get the inbound, guard the inbound, since that has just not been open all night. The cuts to the corners, just such a wide, and there's it pass deflected there by Mananglo, but the pointers, Tim is able to get it. Now Moots with a shot fake will now move the offense once again, trying to go through the legs here. Instead, he'll curl down the lane, gets it over to Vandervelden, fighting for it in the lane, and that'll be a tie up.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Pointers possession with the jump ball, so they're going to get another opportunity here. However, as you said, passing, these inbound plays have just not been working out for the Pointers. They've been having to throw it out, and they got a tip. Pointer was there, so we'll see what happens here.
Interesting how they're just kind of not taking their losses and just lobbing it. Now it's Vandervelden stuck in the corner. He's going to get double teamed on the baseline. Vandervelden's just going to elevate and hit.
Hey, he was able to get a nice shot there from what seems like a really sticky situation. He was able to just get a nice tough bucket, and Pointers are up 5.
In the corner, Paul with it. Paul's going to get over to Smiley to Jones. Got a good position down low to Mananglo. Now it's Cox with it. Remember, Cox with 3 fouls here for the Thunder. Mananglo now with it. He's going to pass it over to Paul. Paul over to Jones, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Get it down low to Mananglo. He'll now flip it out of bounds in a turn. Oh, no, it'll stay here.
2 seconds, though. You got 2 seconds on the shot clock, so they're going to have to inbound it and shoot a shot right away.
They got time for a shot. Definitely time to set your feet and shoot. And Trine is going to take a timeout. Not liking what he was seeing was Coach Brooks Miller. Really just wanted to maybe get a good...
get a good plan going.
Get a good play here set, yeah.
Says that the scoreboard's a little off from what it seems like on our side. If you guys, just to give a little context to the situation right now. So our scoreboard said it's 44-39. However, the one here says it's 44-41 right now. So, there's something up right now with the scoreboard. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll change it to 44-41 in case that was an error on my side.
I swear they were up 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little
bit confusion happening now.
Wonder where that other bucket came from. I think that is what's being discussed down here by both coaching staffs. Is there just, where did that mystery bucket come from?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Interesting. We'll see how that plays out because, man, yeah, it was a 5-point game, and it just being 3, that's a little.
Yeah,
I don't know how. I don't know about that.
Oh, no, it's going back down. It is going to be a 5-point game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't think we missed a shot.
No, I was going to say, I'm not so sure about that.
All right, but now inbound play. You got 2 seconds if you're trying. See if you get at least a shot off here to see Mananglo up at the lower rim.
Maybe they're going to try to get a lob, yeah. Got to inbound
Here
it.
we go.
Got to get a shot right away. He'll just elevate right away. That is way short. Shot clock violation. Ball right back to Stevens Point.
That was fantastic interior defense because you recognize that McNanglo is out on the perimeter right there, and he's going to drive in right away because he's their main interior scorer. So you take that option away, and you're able just to have them chuck it out and have to take a near half-court shot there.
Full court press here being applied by Trine as Stevens Point quickly breaks it, as Vandervelde now gets it, and Stevens Point's going to slow it down.
That was interesting. It seemed like a bit of a full court press, but it seemed awfully soft there. They were able to break it quite easily.
Very easily broken by Stevens Point. Making in now with it. He'll go back to the top of the circle. Now get it to Tim. Tim going to drive. He's going to get to the lane. He'll have nowhere to go. Hands it off to Vandervelde, and Vandervelde is going to curl around McNanglo. He'll low one up. That one's blocked there by McNanglo, and here comes the Thunder. You can see why they got 6 blocks a game as the big fella is just all over the place. Jansen with it now to Jones. Jones up top. He's got the ball in his hand. Here comes Jones. Nice cut there by McNanglo. He'll curl low one up, and good. Big time bucket there for Trine here as it makes this a 3-point game.
Yeah, every bucket is crucial. And it only being a 3-point game is awfully nicer than it being a 5-point game the way this game's going.
Moots with it, now gets it down low to Tim. Tim's going to drive baseline. He's get double teamed on the baseline, got nowhere to go with it, and now turns the ball away. Here's got a hustle, Vandervelde, and good hustle there by Vandervelde as he keeps the ball in play. Here comes the pointers. Kick out. Moots open for 3. That shot is up, and that's too long. No good. Fighting for a rebound. It's who's got it down the corner, out of bounds, and it's going to be Stevens Point basketball.
Yeah, it was awfully messy down there. A lot of bodies, and it looks like that it was going to be off the. I think it's going to be off the back of a Trine defender. So it's going to be 20-second reset the shot clock. You get up 3. Got another substitution.
4:53 to go here in this second half, final half of regulation.
This game's going by awfully quick, I feel like.
Good, fast-paced second half at least.
Yeah.
A really good defense. But I think that point of whoever gets to 51st is most likely going to win this game because it has just been a very defensive game here. Buchanan now with it up top, picks up his dribble, gets it over to Genrich. He's guarded by the big fella. Now he'll go down the lane, hand it off to Moots. Up and in for 2. Beautiful play there by the Pointers.
The court awareness from the Pointers right now is I feel like the main key of success because they're able to find these openings for these easy buckets.
Now Trine with it, down by 5. Here comes Carbaugh trying to get it down low. Now over to Jones. Jones going to drive himself. Now start to post up. Get it up to Cox with the shot fake. Now Cox going to drive in the lane. He's going to elevate up, and too strong, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Carbaugh and Genrich will get it.
All right, time for the Pointers. If Pointers can make a basket, it'll be the largest lead of the game for either team right now. The largest lead is 6 currently.
5-point lead right now, 46-41, approaching 4 minutes to go here in this second half. Tim now gets it over to Moots. Moots will slow it down. Over to Genrich, up top. Genrich has the advantage. Here comes Macon, and he's going to drive. Goes with the reverse and puts it up and in for 2.
What a nice move there. And he was able, and like I said, largest lead of the game, and here comes a timeout from Trine. And it's a 7-point lead for the Pointers with 3:44 left of the game.
3:44, 7-point lead for Stevens Point. And this is an area full timeout taken by the Thunder here. But yes, what have you seen here in this nice little spurt for Stevens Point for them to push this lead to 7 here, partner?
I think just great court awareness is the main key of success right now. They're able to find that, they're able to find the Pointers cutting in, finding holes where the defenders are, able just to get it where they can only reach. And it's been really nice finishes, too, all night long. Lots of great reverses, finger rolls. I can say that about both teams, too. I think this has been a very great lower, just a bit of a bully ball game currently. It's really fun to watch.
One thing I will say that I'm a little surprised about here, partner, is they have just not gotten the ball down low to McNanglo, and we saw every time the ball touches him down low in the post, good things happen, whether it's a two-handed flush or a layup or getting to the free throw line. Things just seem to work out for the Thunder when he gets the ball in his hands, and they're just not giving him touches.
Yeah, I think you can also credit that to the Pointers defenders. They've been doing a really great job just giving Trine the option to get it to McNanglo. And it's really just a great job right now by the Pointers defense. It's just been a great defensive game overall.
That is, like you said, I think you're absolutely right. You've got to credit this Stevens Point's defenses. They've really kind of pinched these Thunder and just not given them any open shots here in the second half. Yeah, this is crunch time, and like we said, this is an area where Stevens Point has to improve. They need to be able to close out games here, and what a win it would be here at home to improve to a winning record here at home. But we still got 3:44 to go here, and it's just a 7-point lead.
Yeah, lots of time still left to go.
Drive by Jones, and he'll get fouled. I think, yeah, that was an easy call there, as Makinen did not have good position here for the pointers.
Yeah, I think so too. And both teams are at 5 fouls now, so we're starting to creep up on bonus territory, so you got to be a little careful. Neither team really in foul trouble, though.
Makinen, that's his second foul, as Jones will inbound it. Get it up top to Smiley, now to Cox, over in the corner to Jansen. Jansen was thinking about getting it down along the post. Here comes Jones. Jones is going to kick it up top to Cox. Here comes Cox, spin move into lane, up, and good. Oh, that was a pretty shot there by Cox, and it makes this a 5-point game.
He was able just to hold, keep control of the ball, doing a really nice move, and just a really smooth jumper up the middle.
Now Moots with it into the corner to Genrich. Now to Tim. Tim up top, he's got nowhere to go. Nice back cut by Moots, but Tim couldn't get it to him. Good defense by Magnangelo. And now Makinen will drive it. Got the shot fake. Here comes Moots. Now up top to Buchanan. Wide open three. That is up and too long. No good. And rebounded by Cox. And here come the Thunder. A chance to make this a 1-possession game here if they can get a bucket. Here comes Jones. Jones going to spin in the lane. Nice possession. Kicks it out to Jansen. Jansen open for 3. That is good.
It's definitely a shot they needed, and they were able to hit it. Now it's only a 2-point game currently.
Just like that, the Thunder come fighting right back. 5-0 run here, and it's, like you said, partner, a 2-point game here. Stevens Point need a good quality possession on this trip down the court. Buchanan wide open for 3. He is not going to miss many of those.
Yeah, if he's wide open like that, you know he's not going to miss many of those. There's a reason why he's the best scorer in the pointers.
I don't think there was anybody close to 10 feet of him. And a timeout going to be taken here by Trine.
That's a lot of timeouts. It's their 4th one this half, I think.
Coach Miller needs a timeout here. But yeah, what a clutch bucket there by Jake Buchanan, as really Trine was coming back on a 5-0 run in Stevens Point. I was thinking, this is danger territory. You got to get a couple buckets here, but Buchanan with a nice 3-pointer makes this a solid 5-point lead here. But yeah, what have you seen out of this Trine team that have come back here to really tighten this one up a little bit more here?
Man, I think it's just, just a lot of really strong shots, a lot of control that they have. That one shot up the middle by, I think it was Cox that made that shot. Just had a really nice spin move, a couple defenders there, but he was able just to keep control and just make a really nice, calm shot. And I think it's especially that shot in the corner that really just give a sense of calm and control, because let's be real, that when you have only made 1 3-pointer in a game and you're down by 5 and you're like 6-0, and you have an undefeated record to hold up, that's not an easy shot to make, even if you're wide open like that. So that's a big clutch time bucket, and I think that's the main reason why. But if you want to talk about clutch, Jake Buchanan from the left wing right there, just no one near, is able just to absolutely tear drop it in there.
Yeah, and he was just able to set his feet. I mean, there just wasn't anybody near him. I wouldn't say there was anybody close to 10 feet of him. There was just, I don't know what the defense was doing. It was just, I mean, obviously you got to credit Buchanan for knocking it down here, but let's see Stevens Point if they can get a stop here. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go here. Stevens Point trying to improve to 6-3 on the year with a victory here, as Jones will inbound it to Jensen and get it right back to Jones. Looked like they thought they were trying to get it down to Magnangelo. Now to Cox with it, the leading scorer for the Thunder, averages 17 points per game. Jones down with it, retreats beyond the 3-point line. Gets it over to Smiley down low to Cox. Wide open shot is good. Oh man, that is just what the Thunder needed here after a clutch 3-pointer by Jake Buchanan, as Cox puts one up and in for 2.
Yeah, we're under 2 minutes left to go now, so if you're the Pointers, you have to think, you'll try and get a good shot, but burn as much clock as you can.
Buchanan now with it. Gets it over to Moots. Moots up top, gets it to Genrich. Now Genrich got the height advantage, got the position advantage, excuse me. He'll drive down the lane and get blocked there by the big fella as he tried to keep it in the field of play. Couldn't do it. It's going to be out of bounds. Stevens Point's going to have 4 seconds to try to get a shot here, but yeah, Genrich had the the speed advantage on the big fella. That's what I was looking for.
That's fair.
I will say the big fella, he can get up and down the court really quick here, and that's going to be a timeout taken here by Stevens Point. They got 4 seconds and just under a minute and a half here in this one. This is getting a little tight here. Like we said, we don't want to have heart attacks every game here, partner.
But it's looking like it right now.
But yeah, here, a minute 27 to go. Stevens Point on top of Trine, 51-48 here. And we look at both sides with 5 fouls here, so we're getting extremely close to the bonus for both sides. But this is a game that could come down to free throws in the end. And when you think of Stevens Point, they're a good free throw shooting team. And for Trine on the game, it has not been their cup of tea. Really, the only one who's gone 2 for 2 from the line has been Magnangelo. Other than that, it has been a struggle from the free throw line for the Thunder.
True, dude. Those 2 missed free throws are coming back to bite them right now. They could be only down 1. However, they're down 3 points. And if you even make a 3-point basket, which has been a rarity for Trine, you only tied the game and you give Pointers a chance to take the lead right back. So, Pointers, still only up 3. It's a little sketch, but they're still in a pretty advantageous spot.
And if you're Trine, you don't need a 3-point shot either. You got a minute and 30 seconds left. You got at least.
You just got to go fast.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. You got to go fast.
You got to go fast, but you certainly don't need a 3-point shot. And here for Stevens Point, you got 4 seconds left. It's not necessarily a catch-and-shoot situation, but you do not have much time to play around with here. Just 4 seconds to go here. Look to see if Stevens Point can draw up a nice inbounds play here. 1:27 to go here.
Looks like they're going for a bit of a smaller court right now. You only got 2, 3, 4, 5 all in there. So
got to get in around it. 4 seconds to go. Makinen's going to drive baseline, and he is going to get.
He's going
to draw a foul. Who are they going to assess it to?
I think that's going to be on Magnangelo. Yes, it is. It's going to be on Magnangelo. That's his 2nd foul, so he's not in foul trouble at all.
Man, I wonder if that was a designed play all the way. There's not in the bonus yet.
But you get 20 seconds back on the shot clock. That's big.
That is big for Stevens Point. Got to inbound it, got to inbound it, got to inbound it. They do finally get it into
really
making
close,
it.
though.
That was awfully close to, like you said, the violation there on the inbounds. Here comes Moots with it. Now gets it to Buchanan. Buchanan with another stellar night here for Stevens Point. Does he have some magic in him? Step back shot. That is way short, and that is rebounded by Magnangelo.
Yeah, that was just way short there. I understand why you're leading scorer. However, it's just really, really short.
Trine can tie it or make this a 1-point game. Here comes Jones with it. Jones going to drive baseline. Jones kicks it to Smiley. Up top to Cox. Cox gets it to Jones. Jones going to cut down the lane. He'll go up strong. No, but a foul.
That is a late call there. Late call. However, it's going to get him 2 shots there. And now back to the free throw line where Trine hasn't been doing the greatest right now. They're 4 for 6. As I said, those 2 missed free throws are big right now for Trine. So if they can, we're hoping they go 0 for 2.
42.6 seconds left here in this second half of regulation. First free throw for Jones is up, and he missed it badly.
Oh, it was way short, really close to being just an absolute brick. And like you said, free throws just not been working for Trine right now.
Second free throw for Jones, and he puts it up and in. So it's a 2-point game here. Full court press is going to be put on here by Trine.
I would say it's still pretty. It's not bad right now for. That was probably the second best scenario.
Like you said,
for
yeah, a really soft press there. You talked about it. They're not. I mean, they got 40. They had 42 seconds at the point, so really you don't need to force a turnover. Buchanan now with it. Begs it up top to Genrich. Now over to Makinen in the corner. Makinen going to drive. He's got nowhere to go. Kicks it up top to Buchanan. Buchanan over to Moots. Moots needs to drive. Oh, big fella hits the deck. Moots will elevate from the baseline. No good. Rebounded by Cox. 11 seconds to go. Here comes the Thunder. Thunder quickly racing up the court. Here comes Jones. Jones going to kick it up top to Janison. Janison going to take a shot.
And it's blocked.
And it'll be got by the Pointers. Genrich, he is fouled. And that he'll head to the free throw line to try to put the Pointers up. If he's able to make both of these, you got to think, partner, that would almost ice the game.
If anything, you
can make one and miss the second.
You can if you want. However, I think it might just be better just to make both right now. You got 2.2 seconds. And, it's looking really good for the players. Great fantastic perimeter defense there by the Pointers, being able to block that three-pointer.
Great defense, like you said, for Stevens Point, but a bad shot selection by Jansen as the first free throw by Genrich is up and pure. Important shot as he hits the front end of 2. He makes this a 3-point game, and
you have to think, because he made that first shot, the second one just feels much easier now.
And this brings up to the question: you're up by 3, and obviously there's 2.2 seconds. Do you make this one, extend it to a 4-point lead, and just kind of take your chances with them going down the court?
I think
or do you miss it intentionally and just let the clock keep going on a rebound, which means that they have to kind of frantically go? What would you do in this situation here?
Okay, so if it was me personally, I think I would try. Oh, you know what? That's actually a great. I think either one has merit, because if you make it obviously a 4-point game, you only have 2.2 seconds, so it forces them to make a really deep pass, and it also forces them to throw it up with contact if they ever want a shot. However, if they miss it, you go. Falls down, as you said, clock starts going, and you have to frantically try and make a full court shot. So I think I'd actually personally try and miss it, because I'd rather test a full court shot than if they make that shot, they make that shot.
I think I think you're absolutely right, but also I think if you got yourself a 4-point lead, this has not been a Trine team that has hit a lot of 3-point shots. So it's a 2-possession game.
No, that's fair.
If you make it, as long as you don't foul on a 3-point shot, and they make it, which would make a 4-point play. But your Stevens Point, I think
this is just a case of either one works.
Looking at how is this going to play out here,
I guarantee
nobody's up front, so I think they're going to go to try to make it. Genrich takes a deep breath and knocks it down. It's a 4-point lead here as Trine will quickly inbound it. Man, they didn't even really try.
And Point's going to win the game,
wow.
53-49.
I'm really shocked by that.
Yeah,
because,
I am too.
I mean, it was a 4-point game. You got 2.2 seconds left, but Trine didn't even put any effort into trying to get a bucket there at the very end.
That does not seem like it. And, that's just hey, I mean, I guess they accepted the fact that, all the players were in the back, and they were going to stay as far away as defenders as humanly possible.
Well, we said it. First one to 50 wins the game, and Stevens Point was the first one to 50. It's a 53-49 final. Stevens Point hands Trine their first loss of the year, and Stevens Point improves to 6-3 on the year, while Trine falls to 6-1. Looking ahead at the Stevens Point schedule, they have Trine next. They're taking on the Milwaukee School of Engineering on December 14th. That'll be in Milwaukee. The next home game they have will be on December 17th as they take on the UW Superior Yellow Jackets. Man, what a game here, partner. I want to hear your final thoughts here before we call this one quits.
All right, final thoughts. I think the Pointers just played absolutely fantastic defense. It was just a great defensive effort from both teams, actually. I think I gotta give credit to the Thunder right there. That was really great defense. However, the perimeter defense near the end of the game was just absolutely fantastic from Point. It's that 3-point shot. There's two things that I think killed Trine: the 3-point shot and the free throws. I think the free throws are more important, because if you make those free throws that you miss, it's a much closer game. However, when it comes to the 3-pointers, you went 2 for 11. That is not very good at all. The Pointers went 4 for 19, so not as great. However,
also you got to look at the scoring here too. You look at Brent Cox, a player that averages around 17 points per game. Stevens Point held him to 11 points, and that has got to be massive for you. But like you said, 0 for 6 in the first half from the 3-point line, 2 for 5 in the second half. So the Thunder didn't do themselves any favors by shooting 18% from beyond the arc and only 62% from the free throw line.
Yeah, again, when you're looking at the Pointers, again, Jake Buchanan, leading scorer of the game, scoring 15. The only double-digit scorer for Point, however, very balanced attack with Vander Velden scoring 6, Moot scoring 7, Macon scoring 9, Tim scoring 4. Just great, just balanced scoring all around.
And with today's 15 points performance by Jake Buchanan, that extends his double-digit scoring streak to 9 games now, and very impressive there start to the season by Jake Buchanan here. So Stevens Point, gets the victory here today on a hard-fought win against Trine. That is going to do it for this basketball broadcast, but everybody don't forget we will be right back tomorrow night at KB Arena as the Stevens Point men's hockey gets ready for a big-time matchup between Wyatt, bitter rival UW Eau Claire. Ashton, they're going to be looking for revenge against the Blue Golds, because if you remember the last time Stevens Point saw the Blue Golds, they took an L in the conference tournament championship game, which kept them out of the NCAA tournament. What should we expect for tomorrow's matchup between Stevens Point and Eau Claire, because this is going to be an electric environment?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be so physical. I think it's going to be a very hard-hitting game, and the emotions are going to be running high. I think especially after the thought of this being a revenge game, and it's a 15 versus 14. Just a lot of things are happening, and the Pointers are currently undefeated in Wyatt Conference play. So if they're able to get 1 or 2 from Eau Claire, they're in a really good spot.
Really good position. I couldn't agree more with what you said, partner. Well, this was a fun one here tonight. We'll get some more games into the future here, but just your final score once again: 53-49. Stevens Point victorious tonight against Trine. Well, that is going to do it tonight for my partner Ashton Parker. I'm Will Haroldson. We got to credit Ryan Kreft once again with some fantastic camera work. We'll see you all tomorrow.